Good morning, back to work again. So yesterday was an interesting day. I started grinding out some sections, and I realised now that the tabs that hold the pocket, let me show you. So look, the keel is in a pocket. So this is the pocket here. Now the tab, which goes down the port side of that keel, has come away. So it's come away externally, not internally. There's a bit of internal sort of movement on this joint here, but that joint there, you can see that's the movement here. So all of this is hollow. That's what it should sound like. That's what it sounds like. So all of that's hollow, so it needs grinding away. So look, I've ground away all the paintwork on this side here now. I've got a little bit more to do here, then I've come around the front here, and I'm going to take the paintwork off that side as well. But when I do this, I don't want to come back and do it again. I want to just make sure that it's 100% right, which means that I'm going to have to grind all the paintwork off, like I said, do some more investigative work, make sure that I capture every single detail. Now is the time to to take my time and to do things methodically and accurately. Create a stronger hull than when it came out of the factory. I'm going to put some additional layers of fiberglass. At the moment it looks to be 15, probably 20 mil thick, which means that they would have used a 12 mil foam core and fiberglass on each side. It looks like 3 layers on each side. Talk about sides, I should really talk about faces, internal faces and external face of the foam core. Increase that. I want to go for maybe 3 or 4 on the outside and definitely 6 on the inside. I've got to get down on my hands and knees and grind for another 8 hours today. I'll be halfway along by then. And then once I've taken all the paint off, then I can really assess the damage. It's trickier than it looks because I've got cracks, I've got holes, and I've got delamination. So with those 3 different defects in the hull, I've got 3 different approaches I need to take. Today you saw that I put the keels on stilts, so that's nice and solid now. So I can walk on this, it's as solid as a rock. The keel pocket's not going to move, I'm just worried that the hull will move in relation to the keel pockets. So there's 2 options I can use for that. I could get some plywood and I could cut strips and I could fix them to the hull, which will work, but it means then I've got holes in the hull that I need to go back and fill afterwards, so very reluctant to do that. But the other option is to get some hull stands and put them on the outside and just crank them up until they're just supporting the hull in this location now before I start cutting anything. The keel won't move, the hulls won't move, and then I can just glass in knowing that I've got the correct profile on the hulls. This is it's all very important stuff in the way that the boat handles, and also in its integrity. Stresses that will be applied to this boat and through the hulls and everything are going to be intense. So it's really important that I get a very stiff hull that's going to be able to do that journey. It's only day 3, I'm making really good progress. I'm happy with the progress that's being made so far. I'm finding the damage, which I'm really happy about. And I'm happy that it's all localized within this area that I'm working in. Yeah, so that's the internal. Then I've got to go on the external, and I've got to grind away the external and re-glass the external as well. So a lot of work, a lot of technical issues to overcome, but I'm confident that we're making really good progress. I'm confident we're going to end up with a really good, strong, stiff boat, that's for sure. Yeah, let's get cracking. Today, more grinding. If you've got any comments, please leave them down in the comments below. If there's any engineers out there that maybe could give me some additional advice, that'd be awesome. If Fontaine Pajot are watching, if you've got any input, that'd be great. Stay tuned things are developing, we are moving forward. I will get this boat in the water and then it's going to be sailing. Okay guys, I've got to go. I've got to get on with some work. It's almost 8:30 and oh shit, my bucket's overflowing. Today, just cut that off, give that a good grind, and I'm hoping to get around about up to the steps today and grind all this paint off and see what's there. You can see that this is good solid fiberglass, and this here is, see that different coloured fiberglass there? That is because it's delaminated. So that all of that needs to be ground off up to about here, through on the keel there, which I'm going to have to fix from the top. Cut out this section here and remove that, and cut this section out here, take that lid off, and I'm going to fix this keel top with epoxy and fiberglass from the top, and then I'm going to recap. I mean, you can see this section here coming up here. This is where it fell down on top of the mast, broke the mast, so the mast came through that. So you can see where that impact was. So this is the worst area right here. Reverse, that looks to me, it looks worse than it is. I think that's just the tabbing. All that crack there, we're going to work on that today as well. Just where the pocket is tabbed into the hull, we've got a crack along there as well. So I think all of that needs to be removed. Really, I can't think of anything more boring than watch people grinding fiberglass, so well, I'm not going to film. Screws done. Into this, it's getting bigger as it gets in. I knew that there's something going on there, and that turns into that. The bulkhead prevents anything, there's no splits or anything on the bulkhead. And then this is the pressure point. There's the split there, there's the split there. That's the pressure of that block pushing up and folding the sides in, and then it goes up to this drainage hole here, and then you can see above that drainage hole is a split which runs about 10 inches. Air conditioner. So I'm going to remove all the bed now. I need to get down there. There a minute. That's what we have to do. Let's strip her down. White and red. White, purple, red, orange, and green is the earth, which is that one there. Look at that space. Look at that. Front to back. Bodywork seems to line up well. I'm going to take my pressure off. Can you see? Humongous crack there. They got a hole in the bottom where it was cracked. So yeah, I've taken everything away. If you've got any comments, please leave them down in the comments below. If there's any engineers out there that maybe could give me some additional advice, that'd be awesome. If Fontaine Pajot are watching, if you've got any input, that'd be great. Stay tuned, things are developing, we are moving forward. I will get this boat in the water and then it's going to be sailing with a bit of boat repairs in between, no diggity, no doubt. Right, okay guys, I've got to go. I've got to get on with some work. Right, so I've just had some bad news today. The guy that I'm travelling with talking about going off to Freeport for his wedding, which is on the 26th of February, which is in 27 days time or 26 days time, and he wants to take the boat there. So it's a 2-day crossing. Obviously we're going to have to spend a couple of days there for the wedding, so he's want to get there a few days before, and then he's going to want to spend a few days after. So it looks like minimum a week of not working on the boat, right at a critical point as well. So that will be the end of Feb, and I need to get this boat in the water by mid-March. There's two options. I either get a shift on and I need some help, or I just don't go to the wedding and finish off what I need to do here. I mean, my plan wasn't to run off to Freeport and get married. My plan is still Nautic Voyager and to sail back to Australia. So the short-term goal is that I am going to still proceed. I'm still going to go and do what I've got to do, get this boat in the water. My plans still remain the same. And if I have to miss the wedding, I have to miss the wedding. I mean, I'm not going to miss my wife to go to somebody's wedding. So that's the story so far. I'm just going to breathe, I'm going to get into my work, I'm going to do my jobs, and yeah, so let's have a look what I've done so far, because we didn't recap last week. So look, we're ready to start fiberglassing. I just need to stitch that hole, and when I mean stitch, I need to put some battens on the ends outside, just to pull all of that in line. So that's my first task this morning. I want to stitch the crack up. I want to get this bodywork pulled in. I want to get all of the hull aligned with the pocket of the keel, and then I'm going to mix up Cavasil, which is fiberglass, and filler, and I'm going to fill all the divots. Sort of plastic plank, if you like. It seems to have got the hull shape pretty good. It's pushed the hull up into the keel, which is what I was after. That looks really good now. Very happy with that. This is a bit high, but I can set that later. Pull that down and set it all in. Got a little bit of a misshape here. I think this is crushed. So again, we're going to have to tie this in with blocks. Now I've ground these dots off, my battens are going to sit here. Wipe it all down now with a bit of acetone. We're all lined up now. I'm really happy about that. It just came straight in with these 3 battens. just lining it all up, just pulled it in nicely underneath, so it's lining up with the keel. Sweet. The lighting's right or not, but yeah, she's actually sitting in the right spot right now. So happy days. Start grinding away. Woohoo! So what I've got to do next, now all of that is braced off, got these cracks here, and they overlap. You see how it overlaps just under there? It's overlapping. I've got to get rid of that overlap, so I need to do a cut around there. So I'm going to come around this side. I've got this crack here, it's overlapping as well, so we need to trim all this back. Go to do the other side! Now we're gonna start building. I'm super excited. Got my little board. Just scraping on afterwards. First, we're gonna mix up some cavasil in our little pot. Ta-da! This stuff. And some chopped strand matting. Just looks so these have got a bit more texture to them. They've both got similar sort of texture. $10 and $33 for the West Systems. Not quite the same size. I reckon they'll be the same weight, but not quite the same size. This must be finer or lighter or something. Let's say like a peanut butter. Maybe just a wee bit more. Do is get it on here, and off we go with our little filler.